New independent film sets its story right here in Chicago, which is the perfect setting. Look at Grant Park there. It looks like a winter wonderland right now. We're learning more about the story with Mark Nathan, executive director, and Claudia Michelle Wallace, actor. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, let's talk about Christmas in Chicago. What's the inspiration for you, Mark? Because I know that you are executive director.
Yeah, so Christmas in Chicago, it's such a phenomenal project. So I just recently got back in the film game, right? So I went to Loyola Chicago. I paid my way through college mainly as an actor, and I started a film festival when I was 21 and just coming out of college. So then that took me down like a 20-year path of being an entrepreneur and in the startup world. So I just got back into the film game, and so the business side of being a producer is kind of where I've landed. And so what was so interesting about this project is really like where it started was the title. Christmas in Chicago just sounds like a movie that should have been made like 50 years ago, right? It's the most classic title on the planet, so much like franchise potential and all of this. So it started there. We came up with a great story and script that we were really proud of.
So Claudia, Michelle, I have to ask you, what is your role in the film?
Oh, she's good.
Thank you. I play Mama Kay. I'm the matriarch of the family. My daughter Felicity in the movie is a marketing exec, and the family owns a toy store, Timeless Toys, which is a real toy store.
Yes.
In Lincoln Park, and we're struggling a little bit. So we're struggling along with some other stores in that area in Garrett Park, aka Lincoln Square.
Okay,
Lincoln Square.
Yeah. Square.
Yeah. So struggling a little bit, and the daughter comes from downtown to Garrett Park and decides to help her mother and the rest of the stores in the Garrett Park area, like try to, build more clientele, get more people coming into the stores.
That sounds so realistic.
It does, doesn't it? And honestly, you could see some of the preview we're seeing on the screen here. You can recognize some of the characters too, some of these actors.
Yeah.
Let's talk more about the actors in addition with Claudia, because some actors that are featured are from Chicago, correct?
Yeah, our two leads, Michael Copon and Jennifer Freeman, are not Chicago-based. A lot of people might recognize them. Jen's been in so many things, so is Michael, and they're so good. Jen lights up the screen. She is so good. But so many of the supporting actors, I mean, pretty much all of them are Chicago-based, and they just steal every scene that they're in. They're so good. Tracy Greenwood, like the funny best friend, and Claudia as the mom, Julian Griffith as the son, and the brother. So yeah, Chicago as a city, and Garrett Park, Lincoln Square as a neighborhood is really just a phenomenal character in the story as well.
Okay, so I must ask, when did you shoot this, and was it really snowing at the time?
It was not really snowing. It was actually cold.
Yes.
And so a lot of these types of movies are filmed kind of in the summer, to be honest, and it's all just kind of fake snow.
It looks so good.
Oh, thanks. That's the idea. We're trying to make some good movies.
The cold was real. The
cold was real. The cold was real. Just ask some of our LA folks. But they enjoyed it, and the businesses were such an amazing character as well.
And that's what I want to talk about, because part of the storyline is saving a family business, right? And how were you guys able to support some of the local businesses there on Lincoln Avenue?
Yeah, we worked really closely with Lincoln Square, Ravenswood, Chamber of Commerce, Alderman Martin, and really just collaborated with them to make sure that it genuinely felt like Chicago. We wanted this to be as real and authentic as we could. And so Timeless Toys, Scott Freeland, Julie Mercine over at Mira Couture, they were such great early adopters and really a huge fan of the script and the project. And so, yeah, we collaborated with, I think it was a dozen different businesses were featured, real Chicago businesses. Yeah. And we're doing an ornament hunt that existed in the movie. Lincoln Square and the Chamber, they said, this is a really cool idea. We'd love to do this at some point. And so this year, they're actually doing it.
I love it. Okay, you told me, make sure I have my phone.
Yes.
And you have the ornament here.
Oh my gosh, okay, so
show it to the
great.
Camera
okay,
here.
so at participating stores in Lincoln Square and Ravenswood, you've got these Christmas in Chicago ornaments. And go ahead and scan the back of that. Cute. So there's a QR code on the back.
Okay.
And you'll get a special deal. And then the special deal that'll pull up. That'll pull up. So this is for Vaca's Creamery. That's a free kids sundae.
Oh, that's really neat.
Which is with any purchase.
Great place.
You'll take this, let's say you're at the bookseller in Lincoln Square, you'll take this ornament, you'll scan the code, you'll bring this to Vaca's, and they will give you your special deal. But what's really cool is at Vaca's, there's ornaments for all the other stores. And so at Vaca's, there's
nice.
ornaments for Gearhead.
so
and Gearhead,
cool.
they have ornaments for Timeless Toys and Perfect Cup. And Perfect Cup, there's ornaments for Paws and Platform 47 and Turn Bicycle. And so they're all kind of supporting each other, which is really fun.
I'll take one before you.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There's your Sunday.
There you go.
This is 20% off a parka.
Oh, yeah.
There you go, at Gearhead. This is some cool stuff at Platform 47.
And it's
Thank
really
you very
neat for your
much.
tree too. So
Yeah, and it's really cool.
very smart from a business perspective. Claudia, Michelle, I want to ask you, we've heard, in the past, for actors and actresses, go to LA, you'll have a lot of work, but it seems like there was a lot of work right here in Chicago. What was it like for you being able to film right here in the city in which you were born and raised?
It's a great experience every time I get to film here. Like I said, I was born here. I grew up on the South Side. I went to school in Hyde Park. I went to Columbia College downtown. I work downtown. I work on the North Side. So Chicago is my home, and no matter where I travel, like just coming back to Chicago means so much to me. So to actually, I mean, when I first watched the movie and saw like Chicago, to me it is one of the main characters in the film.
Yeah.
And it just brings a warmness to my heart, like, oh my God, my city is so beautiful, and there's just so much to see and do here, and to actually be from Chicago and film a movie called Christmas in Chicago.
And that's the feedback we've been getting from a lot of folks, because Chicago's one of those cities that no matter where you go, you say you're from Chicago and someone's like, oh, my sister was in Chicago, or my brother went to school there. Someone knows someone in Chicago.
And sometimes when they say they're from Chicago, they're actually from Naperville, but that's okay.
That's okay,
That's okay.
It's all
We've
part of
called
one
people out on the show.
It's all good. But I feel like what's been so great about this movie is that everyone feels like it's just genuinely Chicago. Like it feels like Chicago. It's authentically real.
We had someone who saw the screening, one of the screenings, and she paid attention to when the characters got on the train, if they were going in the right direction. She's like, it was very accurate.
Because that matters.
Yes, it does.
That kind of stuff.
Well, and I think representation is really important in that way too. Chicago is not like its own country or a race of people necessarily, but it's millions and millions of people that have their kind of own vibe and their own thing. So if we're going to make something that's actually Chicago, I think it's just really important that Chicago people are involved to make it feel real. And there's so much great creative things happening in Chicago, great creatives that are just kind of sticking their flag in the ground, to your point of like so many great creative projects coming to Chicago. The more actors and filmmakers and musicians and fashion people that we have that stick their flag in the ground and say, let's bring some of the party here.
That's what I was going to say, because looking at, the scenes, I see diversity. So I do see, what's representative of Chicago, and it's not just one group of people, it's all kinds of people.
Yeah.
Someone watching right now, maybe they're like, okay, I've seen The Grinch, I've seen the Christmas movie, I've seen all of these, other films. Why would you say they should add this to their list of Christmas films to see?
Oh man, and I think Claudia can attest to this too, and I'm sure she's got some thoughts. But anytime that you're doing a movie, there's expectations that people have, right? Like if you're watching a sports movie, you want to see this, this, and this. If you're seeing a holiday movie, you want to see this, this, and this. And so then the game and the fun part as a filmmaker is, how do you do that well? How do you do it creatively? How do you do it in a way that feels new and fresh? And I think that's what Christmas in Chicago is. I mean, it hits all of the right things, but it doesn't feel...
It doesn't feel like a trope. It doesn't... I mean, I am a holiday rom-com movie aficionado, and this movie is that, but different, and to me, better, because there's some political intrigue, that's all I'll say, and Chicago. And like, she doesn't have to go to a small town to, find her love. She finds it in Chicago.
I do.
You shouldn't have to escape her world, right? She just goes deeper into family and deeper into relationships.
I love how passionate you both are.
Yeah, you make me want to see it.
Me too. Okay,
It's pretty good.
Speaking of, let's talk about the screenings that are happening.
Yeah.
Where in Chicago can people see Christmas in Chicago?
Yeah, there's a good handful of screenings, and we're adding more all the time. If you go to ChristmasInChicagoMovie.com, we're updating everything all the time. I think there's 5 or 6 screenings throughout Chicago, throughout the rest of the holiday season, and actually in 10 different cities, which is really cool. There's so many people that want to see this movie, and so yeah, we're kind of taking it on the road, and it'll be really cool.
Was there anything that happened behind the scenes that you were not expecting? That was like wild or crazy? Was it raining? Did something?
Or only in Chicago?
Yeah, only in Chicago.
Well,
Yeah,
I was going to talk about Kevin, but that's not only in Chicago.
By all means, feel free to talk about Kevin.
Kevin, what kind of dog is Kevin?
He's a big white fluffy, Christmas-looking dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the first time I shot with Kevin, I think it was late. It was late.
It was
Kevin was
super
ready
late.
for bed, and
But there's a beautiful white Christmas dog in the movie.
yeah.
And we snuck him in there.
And
We
he
snuck
needed to
him in
stay
there.
up,
Yeah, and then with what's funny about this movie is one of the things she needs to do is like talk to the alderman about getting the big tree in the plaza.
Oh, that's so Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is. That is.
You got to go in and show up and talk to the people. But what's actually really funny is like to film that scene in the movie, we actually didn't need permits at all. You know, we talked to the alderman and we talked to the chamber and we were all on the same page, but they're like, well, if the chamber's cool and the alderman's cool, like, yeah, do what you want. I'm like, we're gonna put a tree and we're gonna film in the plaza. We're all good? And they're like, have at it. I'm like, okay.
How many days to film? Because we've heard these crazy timelines, you know, for people shooting movies. They're like, oh, well, it took 2 days.
Well, actually, yeah, so we shot this movie. Principal photography was 10 days. So we shot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And were you guys primarily like staying around Lincoln Square
Yeah,
area?
this whole thing is filmed in Chicago, and it's beautiful. You know, on location at a lot of businesses. I mentioned Timeless Toys earlier. That's a really big featured business in the movie, and that's their toy store. And as much as possible, we wanted to use the real names of the real stores. I mean, the default in most movies is just fictionalize everything, because then you don't have to deal with the actual businesses or whatever. But again, I was 20 years in the entrepreneur and small business and startup game, so like honoring small business ownership and really like lifting up these business owners and cherishing what they do in the neighborhoods is, I mean, it's everything. It's everything. So
Was that a reporter that you had in the film?
it was a reporter.
Okay, next
You had to call us up.
I mean,
Come on.
Yeah, I know. Next time we're gonna have to.
Speaking of, I've done live segments many times over the last year over in Lincoln Square on Lincoln Avenue, and I have heard about this movie over and over. So I'm so happy to watch it, because you've sparked so much happiness, you guys, for so many people around that neighborhood, because it is special. In general, it's a really close-knit spot.
Yeah, and we, of course, we knew that if we're going to show it in the neighborhood where we shot it, everyone's going to love it, right? But one of the screenings that we did was in Delaware. And it was a bunch of, you know, mainly retired folks. And I wanted to just see how this played. They didn't know I was in the room. They didn't know I was the director. I just wanted to see, like, how's a whole sold out room and theater going to react to this thing? And they loved it.
Oh,
they loved
well,
it.
that's
It's
good.
just
cool.
That just shows like how much reach Chicago has. But it's the same thing when you watch some of these movies. They're shot in New York, and we still watch them, and we think they're
Toronto.
okay.
Yeah.
But nothing's like Chicago.
Well, nothing's like Chicago. We actually had an offer in pre-production. There was a producer friend that wanted to introduce me to a company that was interested in the script, and they were thinking about actually doubling the budget, which sounds great. But then we asked them, okay, well, what are the must-haves? And they said, the only thing we're going to ask is that you film in Toronto. And I'm like, you want me to film, hold on, let me get this straight. You want me to film Christmas in Chicago?
In Toronto.
In Toronto.
And
As a Chicago guy?
And Chicagoans would know.
Yeah,
They would have blocked that right away.
And there's so many movies that take place in Chicago, and they show some B-roll of Chicago, but you're like, that's not.
Come on, be real. Before we get to where people can find more information, you also, you know, found your production company, 3 Lifetimes Media. Tell us about that. You know, maybe what else is in the works for you here in Chicago?
Sure, yeah. So one of the things that we look for, like we were talking about, are projects that have, we call it a commercially captivating spark, right? There's got to be something awesome about the movie. And so for this movie, Christmas in Chicago, was amazing. We've got a family soccer movie that we are actually partnering up with the Chicago Fire and Major League Soccer, which is really cool. You want to talk about people doing good things for Chicago, man. Joe Mansueto and the Chicago Fire, like, whoa, they're really in it. And so we love partnering with them and the entire league, which is really cool. So we're shooting that this year. And then also an inspirational true story out of Notre Dame from the early 90s, an amazing true story of a swimmer battling back from being paralyzed from the waist down and coming back and walking again and swimming again and winning again, the whole deal. So that project's pretty phenomenal. Haley Scott is such a gem of a human being and an inspirational figure. And so we're shooting that. Again, they were planning on shooting a lot of that in LA. LA, doing what they needed to at Notre Dame, but filming over in LA. And then we got involved, and we're bringing the party over.
You
here.
made it happen. That storyline.
There's a lot of people involved in that. But we're trying. We're doing our part.
Local.
There you go.
Yeah, we're trying to. We're trying to. So those projects are in the works, and you know, we're building out our production company a little bit more like a baby studio. So we've got 12 active things in development. We've been talking to Claudia about her first film and her first production.
Awesome, Claudia.
Hey. So yeah, we're just trying to really build up the creative scene here. I think Chicago can be kind of new LA, not to the detriment of LA, but there's a lot of great stories that need to be told.
I agree. Chicago's the real version, no shade, of LA.
I wasn't going to say it, but you can say it. And I'm just going to sit here and smile.
Look how beautiful it is, man. We are lucky.
It is really beautiful. Real quick before we let you go, give the website where people can find out more about Christmas.
Yeah, ChristmasInChicagoMovie.com. That's where we are updating everything all the time with all the screenings. One of the screenings here locally just sold out.
Is the Facets?
Awesome.
The Facets one is sold out.
Oh.
We're working on more throughout Chicago, and so just stay updated there. And definitely go to Lincoln Square, check out this ornament hunt.
Genius.
I love this. This is smart.
It's so cute. And being able to create something in a movie that gets brought to life in such an impactful and real way is just really fun.
I mean, I'm telling you, that chamber conference, they know what they're doing. They're
They
great
do.
over there.
Katie and Ian, they're killing the
I have a quick question for you, because when
Sure,
I ran into
please.
you, I didn't know who you were, but I saw you down there taking a picture with your son. Is your son interested in film now too?
So my son has a quick moment in the movie.
Okay, I figured I'd ask.
Yeah, he's getting used to it.
Nine said yes, and double thumbs
He's
up.
9, so you know he's interested in a lot of things. He's interested in bugs and in ninja class and nature and all of it. And
What did
so
he say? You can say it out loud.
yeah,
He said, "Get about it."
Yeah. But yeah, he's got a couple lines in the movie, and it's a really a fun time. We try and just create sets and an environment where it's you feel good about bringing your family around.
That's another thing about working with Mark is and the production. It was just so comfortable and friendly and family-like that it's. I have worked out of LA sometimes in the past, and this was just a great experience.
Yeah, there's so much great talent. Claudia's, a Second City alum and the casting director at Second City, and so there's so much deep talent in Chicago, and I can't wait to have more things, more projects taking root here.
Well, you can feel the warmth. Congratulations to you both and the whole team. I can't wait to watch it.
And your son too. He's there sitting with
He's
us.
going to be the big star.
All right. Thank you both so much, or
Thanks
all three
for
of you,
having us.
for being with us today. All right. Stay with us right here on Chicago Now. We'll have much more right after this quick break.